Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm continuing my way, pushing my way up in League 10 here, and this deck has been absolutely amazing, nothing short of that. As he goes with the Giant, we'll quickly cycle to our Goblin Cage with that E-Spirit, so it's going to be an interesting one. I feel like it's going to be Giant with Graveyard. I think I might be wrong here, seeing the Prince, but we'll take it easy for now. Let's go with the Recruits here. So as you can see, the way I'm kind of playing it and with the, cadence of this deck, for lack of better wording, so the Demolisher is going to just blow up right in the Prince's face. He did have to go with arrows. Okay, so he's got Bomber. So we're going to go Ram Rider anyways. That should help take out that Bomber for the most part. So Bomber should walk up first, but I'm just going to go for something like the E-Spirit here. And that's going to at least help us with defending everything. I think the Bomber might still get a hit off or something. But all in all, not too bad. Let's go with the Cage here. And that's going to pull the Prince in, so we don't have to worry about that. Now the problem is on defense for his next Giant push. It's going to be interesting here. We don't have that Evil Executioner yet because we didn't play that. But I'm just going to hang on to that just in case he's got something like a Giant Balloon with the Prince. See what he's going to have here. He's got a pretty quick cycle. He's got double Prince. So that's what he's going to be rocking with. Totally makes sense. Hopefully the Brawler's going to be able to pop that shield, which it does. So this should be pretty good for us. Demolisher should blow up on that Dark Prince. And we're going to help damage down that Dark Prince as well. I'm just going to go with the Ram Rider here. That's going to slow down the Giant. I think we're still going to end up giving up a hit. But all in all, not too bad here. I'm just going to go ahead and arrows this, buy us a hit hopefully, but Executioner is going to do a great job there. Let's go with the Cage. Let's get another one rolling. That's definitely just going to tear through the Executioner. We'll go with the Recruits up high and early. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to apply a little bit of extra pressure here. Our opponent's interestingly going the other direction as well. We're going to give him King Tower activation on accident. Not really what I meant to do here, but we'll do this here. Should do a decent job. We're going to go on the Prince first. And I'm going to try to get a King Tower activation myself here. And then we're going to go with the Ram Rider right here immediately. And, okay, he's going to be back to a Dark Prince. I probably should have gone for that Bomber as well. But all in all, not too bad here. Hopefully get one more throw off on that, which is really, really nice. Let's go Recruits here now. And we'll go with the Cage off to the side. I know he's got Prince still, so it's going to be an interesting one. We should be able to prevent the Giant from getting any damage. And we'll go with the Executioner here. So that's going to do a great job against the Bomber as well. I'm going to go with the Demolisher up high and early. See if we can maybe get something going here. I'm just going to go ahead and arrows this down. We are on top of the Prince, and that should help take out that Prince. And we just need to cycle back to a Cage here. Hopefully sooner rather than later. That should be able to bring that in or force out arrows, which I'm totally fine with. We're going to go with the Demolisher here. Take some attention off of that from that Mega Minion. So we're going to go Ram Rider here. And that should be able to kite it back. I'm going to break the charge here. It looks kind of weird, but we're going to break that charge really nicely, and we almost get that off, which would have been absolutely perfect. We're going to go with the Recruits after we drop that, and we need to go with the Evil Executioner quickly. We're going to clean that up. The Executioner stayed alive, which is going to be amazing for us. Let's go Demolisher first here. So with all this stuff coming down the lane, it's going to be really difficult for him, I imagine. We are actually on the tower thanks to the help of the Goblin Demolisher. So that's going to blow up right in his face, and that's going to be perfect as we start cleaning everything up. I'm just going to arrows this down here. Yeah, he's starting to spell cycle us, but I wonder if we can play this quickly enough and maybe go with the log, try and break that Prince charge, allowing our Ram Rider maybe on through. We just need one more tap, and that's pretty solid. We're going to go with an arrows with 6 seconds left. He's not going to have enough time. We're going to go for a Cage, and E-Spirit, and that right there is going to be good game well played against a really tough matchup. Giant Double Prince, we don't have Infernal Tower, we really don't even have anything that has high DPS, but we're able to come out with the win. Good game well played. Let's get on to another. Alright, next match here, up against Royal Chef. So definitely making me think it's going to be a beatdown deck. I'm going to go for Log here. Just the cycle. I don't want to play anything in case it's E-Golem. We'll go with the E-Spirit here just to keep that cycle going. Oh, he tried. He really tried to get that King Tower. So I think this is going to be that. I think it's E-Golem with this deck that he's got here. So it's going to be an interesting one. We'll go with the Goblin Demolisher here. Ooh, that's not even what I expected, to be honest. I don't know what I was expecting. But not Boss Bandit. That was pretty certain. I'm surprised he popped the ability there. Felt a little bit unnecessary, but I think this still is going to be E-Golem, but with Boss Bandit. So he gave up his E-Drag. I don't think they typically have anything else for... Okay, he's got Mega Knight too. What in the world? Alright, Ramride is going to do her thing. We're going to go for a King Tower activation right here. I think that makes sense. Nice. We get that perfectly done. We're going to go with the Cage here. And then we're going to go with the Demolisher. And then that's going to be right on top of that. So that's going to be perfect. Really nice there. Demolisher is still very healthy. And we're going to get at least 2 throws off before it starts charging on through, taking it out, and taking for the Brawler. So the Brawler's going to get on top of the tower and deal so much damage. I think it got 3 hits off. Really nice. Our opponent even has to hit us with the WoW. Let's go with the Log here, just the cycle. And we are in a pretty decent spot. And we haven't even played our Executioner, which worries me a little bit. He's got such a heavy deck. He's not even worried about, you know, potentially losing that tower. I think he's got Ram Rider, if I had to guess. Let's go with the Cage here. That's going to be great because we need that Demolisher to, that rocket to target on the Cage and not the recruits. And that's going to be perfect defense right there, I have to say. We're going to go for Log here. And then we're going to go Executioner, finally playing that Executioner there. And then we can just go for something like the recruits. And then we're going to go with the arrows here, take out that Mother Witch. Really nice defense, actually. So that's going to work out big time for us. Let's go with the Goblin Demolisher. And that right there is going to be an absolute clinic that we put on. Good game, well played against a really interesting deck that our opponents got. Once I saw that, you know, the Royal Chef, it's going to be a heavy deck. Good game, well played. Let's get on to another one. All right, keeping things up here. We're going to drop some good luck as he gives us some good luck. We're just going to go for the Demolisher and the Cage, which can be questionable, but all in all seem to work out. That's obviously not going to reach the tower, but we'll have a Cage so we can settle back down again. He's got Bandit and he's got the Wall Breakers. We did drop more Elixir, so yeah, I did expect that. So I'm just going to hang out here for a second. Send the E-Spirit over on that side as well. I'll just get the Executioner going here. That should come back and clean that up perfectly, and that's exactly what I wanted to see. And now seeing his seeing that out of cycle, I want to go recruits now. That's gonna do a pretty good job on the recruits themselves, but we have a decent push on this left side that we're gonna focus up on. I'm gonna go for the Log here, which seems kind of wild, but I really want to get rid of that Dark Goblin. Looks like I didn't even need to. So this is going to be interesting here because he does have that Bandit. We might just take that damage from the Bandit if he doesn't drop anything else. We'll take the damage, totally fine, just to balance things out and not overspend on defense. So it's an interesting deck that he's got with the Prince. It just seems like just constant, you know, going at it. So let's go for the Demolisher here as we get closer to 10 Elixir. We'll have enough for another... for a set of recruits if we need to. We'll go for the Cage here. That should be able to pull that. And obviously we're going to hold on to recruits. Play that on our side. We'll go with the recruits now. That's gonna perfectly time it. He might have Dark Goblin on defense here. Yeah, I'm just gonna arrows this down. Allow our brawler to maybe get a couple hits off. Look at that, just so much damage. And that's going to entice me to maybe even switch over to that side, or at least apply some pressure. He's gonna go for Mega Knight, which is gonna be a massive mistake. He does have Bandit still, so that's gonna be an interesting one. Let's do this here. Could be an interesting move that I choose to do. I'm gonna go with the cage up high. Should be able to kind of clean everything up here. We're gonna go for the log. I probably should have just taken everything. Let's go recruits here. As he goes for that prince, we are gonna have to get ready here. Executioner is gonna get a perfect axe throw on that prince. I'm gonna go ahead and get the arrows down, and that right there is going to be tower down. We're gonna get a cage rolling here. And all we have to do is hang on. I don't know how well we'll be able to hang on here with all of this coming down our way, but that right there is going to be good game well played. We survived by 189. If we needed to, we definitely could have taken that right side tower out. Good game well played. Let's get on to another. All right, next match here. Keeping things rolling, and our opponent's got Dagger Duchess, which means in single elixir, we can take advantage of it with enough recruits, and if he overcommits once, on elixir, it's gonna be perfect for us. So let's see what he drops here. We can probably go for the Ram Rider here now. He's got a building for sure. It's just a matter of cannon or Tesla. He's just gonna go for a zap, which is interesting. But I'm gonna go for the Demolisher here. We'll have the cage saved up. That should pop right in the Archer Queen's face, which is why I went for that. I'm gonna go for the log here. Okay, we'll be able to save our tower from those wall breakers, which is perfect. I think he's got Mega Knight as well in this deck, so we gotta be really careful. This is a pretty popular deck that you'll see around, so we should have a decent matchup here, especially since we have that early lead. Might be a full 5-minute match, depending on how well he plays his pushes. So Executioner here, we're gonna try our best to pull that Bandit over. So just to at least buy ourselves a little bit of damage. I probably could have dropped something else, maybe, you know, scoot that Bandit over a little bit more, but totally fine. We have the Demolisher yet again, so we'll probably use this to our advantage. This could be a solid offense against the Archer Queen. Especially on your side of the map, like this is just gonna run straight into the Archer Queen and blow up right in her face. Really nice. Let's go for the recruits here. Since he goes for the prince way in the back, he might drop his Mega Knight. Yeah, there's that Mega Knight. I'm just gonna go. Oh wow, I guess I probably should have waited a little bit longer there. Let's go Demolisher here though. This should be perfect because that's also going to help take out that prince. So all in all, not too bad. We do have another set of recruits we can drop right here immediately. And he's going to have to go Archer Queen, I think, on defense. Or Mega Knight, I guess. But he wants to hold on to that Mega Knight. He chooses not to, which is going to be pretty big for us on defense here. Let's go with the cage. And we can go for the Ram Rider here. We're going to just arrows this down. We can go for something like the log and prevent most damage, I would say. We're going to go for the cage here. Pull in that prince. Really nice stuff. So as you can see, that early lead is absolutely paramount to have. I'm going to go for 4 recruits on this side here. Make him think we're going to try and go down that lane. It's still very possible that we will. But let's get something going here. We're going to go Demolisher here. Where does he support? I want to see that support. Okay, so since he goes for that lane, that's going to be massive for us, and he drops the gang. That is probably going to do it for him because he does not have enough elixir to do anything, and that right there is going to be tower down. And that's one of those benefits of playing patient and realizing what your opponent has and just waiting and waiting and waiting. And depending on what he did, even if he didn't drop that gang, if he dropped Prince, I think we would have been able to steamroll him because he went Mega Knight just on one side. I think typically in that scenario, you want to go Mega Knight in the middle, and that's probably going to give you the best outcome there. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.